Hey everyone, it's Steve. How you doing? Welcome to the first of our assignment videos for QuickBooks Online. Basically, what I'm going to be doing in these videos is going through the book. This is your book. If you don't have it yet. It's your book. I'm going to be going through the book. Normally, I'm just going to be going through the DYS section, which is kind of the practice section, and then just kind of then there are two other sections: reinforce your skills, apply your skills. It's more of the same stuff, but it's a little less hand-holdy. So what I'm going to be doing is normally, like I say, go through the DYS. Here, I'm going to go through the first chapter, or the second chapter, I should say, the first homework chapter. I'm going to go through it all so that you guys can see just, start to finish how to do the whole bit. Yeah, hopefully you have read and looked over the first chapter and gone into that the test drive. I mean, it's really easy to do, and it also just kind of gives you a really a way to mess with QuickBooks Online that doesn't, you can't screw it up because it's just this online practice thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over and share my screen, and then we're going to dive in. I've actually not done anything at all to this company, so it will have the very first questions. I cover those a little bit in the orientation video, talking about like is this sole proprietorship and what do you need help with and stuff. So you'll see all that again. If you haven't done it yet, this will be a great time to see it. And yeah, let's just dive in. Okay, share my screen. It's also going to be a lot of like pausing as I go through each section. I'm just going to be going through the actual work of the chapter. I'm not going to be talking about the written part, but I will say, please, of course, do go through and read those. It's good background for all of the activities you're going to be doing. Okay, so screen shared and get going here. Okay, so like I say, I've just clicked on my company just to create it. So, welcome. We're glad you're here. If you've already started your company, you've already seen this. If you haven't, you've seen it for the first time. Okay. Okay, puppy love for demo videos. This is my legal business name. Nothing. I'm just getting started. This is what you'll put as well, or hopefully have put. What is your industry? Pet care, except veterinary services. I'm a sole proprietor. We provide services. And we are the bookkeeper or who works the business, only the owner. And we'll skip this for now. And we will skip this for now. And we will skip this for now. That's kind of building this dashboard. And let's go. Okay, so this is what you'll see. And yeah, so now I'm going to pause the video. Welcome to QuickBooks. We don't need a tour. I'm going to pause the video, get DYS. We're going to start with DYS 2.2 because 2.1 is really just getting you set up with QuickBooks Online. And yeah, we're going to just dive in and start doing it. So let me pause this and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've got my screen shared still here. We're going to dive into DYS 2.2. I think for the entirety of DYS 2.2, we're going to be working in the account and settings section here. Let me get my glasses. And okay, so we're going to click this gear icon. We're going to go to the account settings, and we're going to do some editing there. So here's that gear icon right here. And here's account and settings. Click in here. There's your company name. There's a logo that we haven't put in yet. And then here is the button to edit it. So I'm going to push this button. And we're going to add the company logo. Now, as I was doing this before, I had some trouble getting the actual JPEG that came in the student handouts to work. So I just downloaded from the internet another picture of a puppy because it doesn't really matter. It's just, whatever picture it's going to be. So if you do run into trouble with that, with the company logo, just put another picture in there. It doesn't really matter. Puppy would be preferable because that's the type of company. But it really kind of doesn't So puppy. You'll see this and aw. Now we have a puppy for our logo. Now I'm going to pause it and just actually do the typing here because you don't need to see me do that. So be right back. Okay, so I've gone through here. I've put puppy love pampered pooch for demos. Legal name is the same as the company name. I don't think it even has you do that, but I did it anyway. And there's the EIN, which is the employment identification number. That's a number that business is registered with the IRS for tax purposes. And this is the end of the company name section. Now we're going to go down to company type. Save that. Stick it all around. Company type. And we're going to hit. Oh, we already have that. It says verify, right? Confirm the tax field is sole proprietor form. Oh, there it is. And the industry field is set to pet care. And this is the stuff we just, we set up at the very beginning. So it should be there. If for some reason you didn't set it up this way when you first put your company together, when you're asked those first 4 or 5 questions at the start, here's a place where you can change it and fix it. Okay, now we're going to go down to the contact info section and do this. Company email is not listed. You'll just put your student email here. Company phone number is 310 555. You don't have to put any dashes. 4567, and the website is www.pampered.net. Okay. And now we'll go down here to the address section. It says, notice there are 3. The first deals with the company's address, and that's what we'll enter next. This is kind of funky because it's trying to help you out by sort of like auto-filling your address. But the thing is, the address we're using is a dummy address. So we're going to have to kind of go through a little bit to get to where we actually type it in. So 104 Main Street. See, it's looking all over to see if it can find this address, but this address doesn't actually exist, so it can't find it. Oh, and then we get to this far, and it's like gets confused. It's like, hey, do you want it? You don't see it? Let's enter manually. That's what we're gonna do. And then here we go. Street address is 104 Main Street. Oh, okay, put in that number 100. And we're in Los Angeles, California. Zip code is 90051. There we go. So yeah, okay, now click save that. And now we'll go to the advanced. So we've got this enter manually, save it. Confirm the other 2 addresses are the same as the company address. It's the same as the company address. It's the same as the company address. We're good to go. Okay, now click on the advanced tab. The advanced tab is right here. Okay, counting method. We want to have accrual. Just make sure it is set. There it is. You would edit it from there if it wasn't there, but it is. The company type, tax form, sole proprietor, A-OK. Again, place where you can change it. And the drop-down menu for customer label, choose clients from the list. It's down here. And they have customers. We want to change that to clients. We'll save it, and there we go. And now everything that, so now, so now every time that like for invoices and stuff and messages, instead of saying customers, it'll say clients. And that's pretty straightforward. That's DYS22. I'm going to pause it and get set up for the next part. Okay, so I have closed my settings, and now we're going to go into the chart of accounts. We're going to go back to the little gear. We're going to click on the chart of accounts. The first time that we click on this with our companies, it's going to be like, are you sure? And we are sure. I've taught QuickBooks Desktop for a long time. This is actually the first time I've taught QuickBooks Online. The functionality is all the same, but with QuickBooks Online, a lot of the sort of nuts and bolts of how things work, a little bit buried under the user interface. And so sometimes you have to do like this, where you say, are you sure? And like, yes. Okay, and then here is our chart of accounts. Terrific. So we'll go over here, we'll go to the new button, click new. And it's a bank account. And then we'll just fill in this stuff. Save the account under type accounts, banking detail types, bank accounts, tax form selection. Here we go. We're going to have a checking account. It's a little bit different. This is account type and detail type in the book. This is the same stuff. It's account type and detail type is save account under and tax form section. And the account name is LA Bank or Los Angeles City. To do that, we will save. We're done. Also want to do another. We didn't have the save and new there, but we can just go and do a new one here. This is going to be an income account. What we have here, we have all these accounts. We have an income account here. Just make sure that you select it from the correct type of menu from your bar here. This account type is income. Save account under income. Detail type. Again, this is tax form type. You see service, fee, income, and name is services. All right. Here, again, it just says save. It doesn't have save and close. What we'll do is we'll just save it, and we're done. Now we're going to go down and make an account inactive. So 6 here, we have scroll down to the vehicle expenses, and then we're going to make it inactive. And then it's not going to delete the account. It's still going to be there. We just won't see it when we log on because it's at this point in this particular company's lifespan, they don't have any vehicles. They're on site. They don't do, they don't have any deliveries to make, et cetera, et cetera. So, if we're not going to use it, we don't need it cluttering up the screen. So the first thing we're going to do is go down to vehicles. Just right, just not here. Vehicles, right here. View register. Do this, and we'll make it active. This won't reduce usage. Basically, get a certain number of accounts with this version of QuickBooks. But we're going to make it inactive. Are you sure? Yes. And now it's gone from the list. So yeah, there you go. You can still look at the, let's see here. Oops. If you wanted to see all, we just made it inactive. If you wanted to see that for some reason, if you wanted to see all of your accounts and it was inactive, you just go here, click that, and it would come back. We don't want to see it though, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. Now we're going to edit an account. So we're going to go down to services. We just made that one. Income account. Services right here. So what we're going to want to go here is we're going to change the name of the services to something more appropriate for our business. Go up here. And we're going to edit this account. Is this the right one? Yeah. We're going to edit this account. Nothing really changes here except what we're going to change in the name from services to Pooch Services. And then we're going to save and close. And now we'll go down here and we'll see that services. Let's change to Pooch Services. And there you go. So now we're back at the navigation bar. We'll go back to the dashboard and we'll pause and then we'll go on to DYS 2.4. Correct. 2.4. Yep. Okay, so now we dive into 2-4. If you look at the picture on page 28 of your book, it kind of gives you an idea of what we're going to do. So we're going to start selling these product categories for the stuff that we do, the grooming that we do. If you can take a look at the, again, at that picture where it says list of services, bath and brush, mini pet groom, and full pet groom. So those are 3 broad categories. And then under those categories, we've got ones for small, medium, large, and extra large pets. So the first thing we want to do is create those categories. Then we'll put the services themselves under those categories. And so here's how we do it. So choose the gear. And here's the gear. We're going to do all lists. So the first thing we're going to do is product categories, not products and services yet. We're going to do product categories. And there are no categories right now. So we're going to go over here and we're going to click the new one. We're going to create a new one. Oops, stop. Yeah, okay. New category. So it's going to be full pet groom. This is not a subcategory. If it were, we would click the box, but it's not. That would be a case, like if you did, I don't know, maybe you wanted to separate cats and dogs, something like that. Like you have full pet groom cat, and that would be a subcategory of full pet groom. But whatever, we don't need that. We've got full pet groom. We want to add 2 more categories, I believe, which is mini pet groom and bath and brush. Bath and brush. Done. And there we have our categories. The products and services link right here in the top left portion of the window. That, and we'll start adding. Okay, got a script here. We're going to start adding products. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we have a category. We're going to add the services to that category. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to add the first one. We're going to end up putting in more of these. I'm going to just, I'll pause it after we do the first one, and then I'll just enter the rest of them. So it saves all some time. But first one here, we're going to add an item, and this is a service. The name, small. We don't have a SKU for it. If we have, we're going to scan it somewhere. We're not going to do that. What category? We'll have these 3 categories we just put in, right? And so here we're going to do full pet groom, right? Full pet, yes. Description: I sell this product service to my clients. Of course we do. And this is just, again, you want just a short description, letting record keepers know what this is. Because ultimately, QuickBooks is really, for its main purpose, is to keep accurate records and to take those records and create reports with those, with that information to give you some idea of what's going on with your business. Okay, so we've done that. We have anything else? We have about $40. And the income account we're going to put it with is that Pooch. Excuse me. Is Pooch. Pooch. I'll just type in Pooch. And there we go. You just type it in and it'll do a search for you. Okay. And there we go. I think that's all we need for that one. So I'm going to save and close this one. Here's that save and close. We'll save and new if we were going to put in more. I am going to put the medium, large, and extra large in off camera now. Save some time. Be right back. Okay, actually, before I go do that, I had this pop-up come up. I don't know if it shows up on the videos. Don't worry about any of these. Just close them. This is, I mean, if you want to send into it some info, go ahead. But this is nothing. Okay, back to pause. All right, so I've entered all of those and move on to the next step. Something to remember, make sure you put all of those in the income account Pooch service, which is the one that we edited. Okay, so we've done all these, or I've done all these, hopefully you have too. Now we're going to run a report. And so it's under the More tab. I'm going to run a report, and there it is. And yeah, so, basically we see the full pet groom, large, medium, small, and extra large, the ones that we have put in. Hours and sales were auto when we created the company. So those are just kind of in there by default. And we have the description we put in, and we have the price. It doesn't have the account. The Pooch services, the income account is going to, but that is correct. And so now, at the top of this is something we're going to notice, is that we've got this export tab. We've got export to Excel, export to PDF. We're going to be using these to turn in our homework. So just remember where those guys are, right there under that export button. And that's it. So we're going to go back to the report list. Now, actually, we're just going to go back to the dashboard. So we'll just click on the dashboard, and we're back. And that is all we've got for 2-4. And now, actually, I'll just dive right into 2-5 because it is just right after that. There's really not a lot to read with the next part. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do our company and we're going to manage users. So we're at the dashboard, year, manage users. And that's me because I created the account. And we're going to add a user. And this is how you do it. Company admin. This is because, again, you see the user type. This is the reason why we choose company admin, because we want to give them more powers, as it were. So we click on that, and we go to next, and it'll think about it for a second. Oh, here's where we're going to this is where you might have one that goes to your email or to go to your phone. I have it going to my phone, which is charging. Go grab it. All right, text the code. And the QuickBooks code is 680-446. It might seem like a lot of security stuff, and it is. But, if you think about this, this would be, a company's information. This would be very sensitive information, especially, if this were your company and this were your money on the line, you would want that level of security. Okay, their first name, and this is what is this? Sadie Garrison. And we'll put in her email, and then we'll be done with 2-5. S. Garrison at email.com. And that's it. Go back to the dashboard. Okay, and now I'm going to pause this while I look over the next section. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do Develop Your Skills 2.6. This is actually the last little section of Develop Your Skills, and we'll dive into Reinforce and Apply. This will be the last bit of new information, kind of how these books are set up. If you've taken my classes before with any of these Labyrinth textbooks, you'll know, but basically it goes Develop Your Skills, which is basically the lesson telling you what to do, giving you an example problem, which we're doing now. And then we'll go to Reinforce Your Skills and then Apply Your Skills, which again is it's the same stuff we've gone over in DYS, but with a little less instruction and more of you being on your own. The difference in this and other classes is that we only use one file through this entire course, and it's your Puppy Love Pampered Pooch, your name company. So if you make a mistake, it's going to stay here forever. That's easily fixable. Most mistakes are easily fixable. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do Develop Your Skills 2.6, and what I like to say is that one of the hardest things about QuickBooks Online is just finding stuff. It's all the QuickBooks Desktop, which is the other version of QuickBooks, has icons all over the place. Looks more like a Word or an Excel kind of. You can find stuff in menus. Here, it's all this web interface. And once you know it, it's fine. Just the first time looking for something can be a little difficult. But here we go. So this is from the right side of the Business Overview tab. At the bottom of the bank account sections that go to registers, Los Angeles City Bank. First of all, the Business Overview tab. You might be looking down here in your workspace. Where is it? Where is it? It's right here. And it's the second tab. There's Getting Things Done. This is the Business Overview tab. It's right here. We'll click on that. And again, it's Business Overview. It's just some quick data, quick info about the business. And then we're going to go to go to registers. Go to registers is right down here. So we're going to click it. And we're going to go to the Los Angeles City Bank tab because that's what it tells us to do. Now you'll get this pop-up, Register Basics. You can read that if you'd like. I'm just going to exit out. And next we have Sadie's initial deposit for the business. This is, she's creating the business, and so she's putting in some money so she can, do some work. This is the seed money for the business. So We're going to add check button. We're going to go down to deposit. So this is the add check button. Do the drop down, and we're going to add a deposit. And then we're going to use this information. So it happened on, looks like July 5th of 2026. That's not a real date. That'll never happen. And here, as you can see too, you don't even have to put the slashes in. It will for you. The E, it says deposits. We don't care. The memo here is the initial investment. And payment is not a payment because it's a deposit. You can see these, they're grayed out quite a bit. This is payee, account, payment, and deposit. This is a deposit, so we're going to put $75,000. And that is our deposit into the account. And we have an account that goes with it. And this is going to be the owner's investment. Now, again, we could do that, or just start to type owner here, and you'll see it. There's the owner investment. Finish it. You click save. And now we see that, hey, business has $75,000. Hooray, 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 hooray. And now we're going to enter the remaining bank transactions. It looks like it's just one. Looks like we just have one to go. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go back over here to the add deposit menu. So this is like this is the bank register. And I think what we're doing here is we're putting in the transactions that occurred before Sadie started using QuickBooks. So we're just, basically getting QuickBooks caught up to speed with where the business is at right now. So we're going to do that here. We're going to go to that add deposit menu. And now it's checked because, it just switches to whichever one it is based on what you've done. Okay. It's also happening on this day. And in the reference field 10001, the E field is ACE, groomer, right? That's Y, company, and we're going to just click tab. This is basically what this is to quick add a vendor. It's just someone we haven't worked with before that we can put in our records really quickly. Like if this was like once we put ACE in here, I'll just go ahead and save them. Take it off. Once ACE is in there, it's either on this list or we could just start typing ACE and it would come in with that first O, and I have spelled it incorrectly. Well, we're not going to worry about that. But you would start typing ACE groomer and Saplu company, and it would come up for you. Okay. We've saved it in the payment field. 16 grand. And salon type is the account. Excuse me, salon equipment. Salon. Okay, salon equipment doesn't exist yet, just like with ACE groomer. Let's put it in. Tab. Here we go. What account type is it? It's fixed assets. Detail type, machinery and equipment. Down here. And again, the book says account. Oh, it actually is. It does match this. It didn't match earlier, but it does match. And the name is salon equipment. And if you wanted to, if this was your business and salon equipment wasn't enough, you could add in a little description here. We don't really need to. So we're just going to save and close it. And there we go. And now this check is done. We'll click save. And it will update, right? So this is basically saying we started out with $75,000. And as again, the initial investment in the business, we used 16 grand of that to purchase salon equipment, right? To get started. And so that would be after those two transactions, our balance is 59 grand in our LA City Bank account. And there you go. And this is the end of DYS. And what will happen now is we will pop over a couple of pages to page 36. I'm going to pause it and look over it again because this part has been a little bit since I've done it. I'll be honest. So I'm going to read over it and then I'll pause it, come back, and we'll go through it. Again, it's going to be very similar to the stuff that we've already done. because again, it won't be any new information, just sort of reinforcing skills, for reinforcing the stuff that we've already done. So pause it real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, now we dive into reinforce your skills. As you can see, this is a lot of stuff that we did. It's just going to kind of match the chapter. First thing we want to go through here is make a bunch of accounts inactive. We're going to start with the cash account. I mean, that might be weird because, like, hey, where's our cash going? Since we're writing everything through this, at least at this moment, since we're writing everything through our LA checking account, LA Citibank checking account, that's where the money's going in and out of. It's not an actual, cash dollars going in. That will change or could change at some point, but right now that's what we're doing. So I go back to my dashboard here, back to my chart of accounts. If you remember, get to the chart of accounts through the gear. We'll go to the chart of accounts. We'll take our cash and we will make inactive. Are you sure? Sure. And then we're going to go through this with buildings, land, loans to others, and long-term office equipment. We're going to make all of these inactive. So here's building. Oops, I need to edit it to make it inactive. Sure. Land, loans to others. There's loans to others. Let's clear that right now. So land right below it. There's land, and again, we had a ton of these. You could filter by name and start typing it. We see these right here. The last one is long-term office equipment, which is just also right down. Okay, so we've made all these inactive. These are, so now we're done with reinforce your skills 2, 1, 1 through 3. Now we're going to edit an account and add an account again, just like we did with our the Pooch services, and then adding our checking account. Here we're going to change the name of an account, and we're going to add a savings account. So first thing we're going to do is find advertising and marketing in the advertising and marketing line. There it is. And again, go up here, advertising and marketing, and also find it. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to edit it. And we're going to just change it, the account name from advertising and marketing to just plain marketing. Capitalize that M. Is there anything else we need to do with that? No, we're done. So now it is also, because advertising is no longer there, we just did marketing. Hey, marketing. Okay. And so now let's see what else we want to do here. We want to do a new account. We're going to do a bank account. There's your bank account. We're going to save the account under bank accounts. And let's see, tax form is savings. Again, this is where the book and the program are a little different. So here we're going to have a detail type is tax form section, and the account name is savings. And it's Los Angeles County Bank. They just abbreviated LACB. Okay, back to the dashboard. Okay, now we're going to put in some new products and services. This is another one where I'm probably just going to pause it and put these in. I'll start the first one and then do it, and then we'll take a look. So here we're going to go to the products and services. Here, we don't need to set up a category. Remember earlier went to all lists and product category. Here we're going to use a category that we've already established, so we don't have to do that. But if we had a new category, that's the first thing we would need to do is go to that all lists and product category. But we don't got it. So we're going to go over here. We're going to do a new one. It's a service. First. Service. And now small category bath and brush. Just start typing it into the autofill for you. Bath and brush small. $20. And it's going to be food services, right? So it doesn't say. No, put it in food services because that's what the rest of them did. All right, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is just go through and pause the video and go in and type the rest of them. Here we go. Okay, so I've gone in and I've put in, so here we have the bath and brush, and I've done all of the other sizes of dog or animal, and we're ready to move on. So now we go to the edit products and services, and this is where you go to the products and services list. We're already here, and we want to change the income account for hours and sales for those accounts to change them to Pooch services. These are the ones that were already created by QuickBooks, and we're going to switch those to make sure that they match up. And so we'll just go here to the edit button. And that's also like, if you look through here, you realize that you've actually, I accidentally put in $25 here, or actually misspelled something here. You can just go into edit and fix them all. But here, we just want these two. We're going to edit. We're going to change that from sales to, that's all it wants us to do, correct? Yep, change it to food services. Services. And we'll say close. And then we'll go to sales. There, we'll change this to food services. Done that, done that, done that. Okay, and now we're going to want to add a user. This is where it's going to be slightly different than the book because it says enter a fictitious accountant first name and last name. You're going to enter me. This is probably redundant. I'll be able to access your company when I send you the invite, but I'd kind of like to have a little backup as well. So we're going to go in here and we're going to add another user. Users, we're going to add me. So I'm already added here, so I am going to add a dummy account, but you're going to add mine. Or I guess I could just put myself in one. And so I'm going to be a company admin. Next, and this is where you would put my name, Steve Bridges, S. Bridges at Whatcom. I will actually use their example, but again, put mine in there. So this is going to be Jane account. And blah at email.com, right? Again, you put my stuff in here. Yet, save it. Go back to the dashboard. And hey, we're done with reinforce your skills. Now we're going to switch over to apply your skills. And as you can see, it's basically the same stuff, but just a little less instruction every time. And so the first thing we're going to do here is that we're going to go make the following accounts from the chart of accounts inactive. This is time to make complete pro account setup. Looks like we already did vehicles, right? I don't know what's in the applies. But we'll go in there and we'll make the following accounts inactive if they are displayed. I guess it's just like, okay, here's some. Thought we did vehicles already, but we'll go see. Vehicles is already gone. So make following accounts inactive. So we're going to so then we'll go down to mortgages, billable expense income, sales, and sales of product income. Yes. Billable expense. Spell it right. No, there we go. Billable expense. And active. Sales and sales of product income. We just switched everything to Pooch sales. We don't really need that sales account anymore, Inactive. And then finally, sales of product income, which is right here below it. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we're doing next. We're going to rename supplies to Pooch Supplies. Oh, hey everybody. How you doing? Steve from the future here. Steve from the past, who you've been watching, is about to make a mistake, and I'm putting this edit in to fix that mistake so you guys don't make it as well. I'll show you what it is right here in a second. But basically what I do is when I'm changing the, excuse me, when I'm changing the name of the supplies and material account, there are actually two supplies and material accounts for this particular business, and I renamed the wrong one. It's not a huge deal accounting wise. For those of you who've taken other accounting classes, it's basically there's a supplies and materials cost of goods sold account, which you are not supposed to change. That's the one I changed accidentally. I wasn't paying attention, but again, these two accounts have the same name. I wasn't paying attention and I picked, and I'm going to show you the correct one to pick. And then when it cuts back, obviously the error will still be there. But do what I'm doing now here in the future, and then ignore what past Steve, that handsome devil, has done. Okay, so here we're going to pop it over here. And here it is. You see where it says supplies and materials, and it's a cost of goods sold type versus the supplies and materials expenses type. The error I make is changing this one to Pooch Supplies when this was the one I needed to change. So what you're going to want to do when you change that name is to go here, edit it, and again under right here, oops, the account name here. This is the one you change to Pooch Supplies. So it will end up looking like this. When you go in, and again, when the video cuts back, this will be called Pooch Supplies. That's not what you want to do. This one wants to remain supplies and materials. Again, sorry for the error, but here's the fix. Just if somehow you, I don't know, watched an earlier video, my version of this video, and that error got through, it wouldn't really affect anything on your totals. Your totals would be the same, but some of your itemized reports would be a little bit different. Again, this is not a huge deal, but it's something you definitely want to fix. And so that's what I'm doing here. All right, back to past Steve. Let's hope he does great. I'm sure he does. I know. And then I couldn't find a way to turn off the. Okay, now we're going to add an expense account. We're going to run our report, which is going to be one of the things that you're going to be turning in. So we'll do this real quick and show you how to do the exporting. Turn that in. I'm going to pause it and run a test export just to make sure it doesn't screw up. And I'll be right back. Okay, I tested it. It didn't break. Sometimes on QuickBooks Desktop, Excel will be a little bit funky. So I tried it here and it did work. So, okay, the one thing we want to do is that report we're going to be looking at. Go back to the dashboard, go back to our chart of accounts, and finish up what we were working on, which is back to 4, and we're going to add the credit union credit card. And I believe what we might have to do, go back. List. Okay. All right. We're going to go in here. We're going to add that credit. Okay. So we have new. Going here to the chart of accounts, and we're going to add in a new credit card. It'll say like add this type of account as you go. Just pick it off the list. Okay, credit card. Save it under credit card. Tax form section. Credit card. And the account name is let's see if it's in here. City Credit Union. Let's see here. And if we go back and we look on page 21, we've got the credit card account. It says City Credit Union MasterCard. So what we're going to want to do is put City Credit Union MasterCard here. I'm going to put MC for MasterCard first. And that is that. Save it. now it's in there. And so if we go here and we say city credit union MasterCard, there it is. Doesn't look like right now we have an opening balance. So right now what we want to do is go to export, and we're going to save this Excel file to your assignment folder. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do the whole bit here. I'm going to create the folder and I'm going to save it to it, because this is what you're going to excuse me, this is what you're going to end up zipping and turning in. So we'll go over here. I'll do a folder. I'll create a new folder, and we'll call this folder assignment 1. Excuse me. Save it right there. You'll probably be doing this in your documents folder. I'm doing it on the desktop just because it's easy. So then we'll go back to that chart of accounts. Oh, we want everything. Chart of accounts. There they all are, and we want to run this report. When we do this, there they are. This is everything that the business has at the moment. Most of these don't have any kind of balance in them because we just started. There's the equipment and there's the bank accounts. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to export this, and this is what you're going to turn in. Click this drop down next to the little arrow up button. We're going to export to Excel. It will download it right here. I'll open that Excel up. Move it over here. I had it on my other screen. I'll wait till Excel gets done verifying it, and it will take a long time. And then we'll click Enable Editing. We'll go over here. We'll save as. We just want Puppy Love Pampered Pooch for Demos account list. That's what we want. Mine has a little 1 by it because it's the second time I've done it, because I did a little test run. Browse it. We'll go to our desktop. Go to assignment 1, and this is where we will save it. And you will put your name on it. And that's how I'll know it's you. So we'll do that save, and now that's saved in there. And that's going to be one of the things you're going to be turning. And if we look a little bit forward, we've got that Excel. So we're going to also be exporting the products and services and the ending chart of accounts. Oh, just say yeah, save it, and that's chart of accounts. And you'll want to save that as ending chart of accounts. Okay. Now we'll go on to apply your skills 2-2. Let me take a look at it real quick, and we'll be right back. Okay, 2-2 is a lot of typing, a lot of data entry. So I'm going to pause for most of it. But basically what we're doing here is we're adding in remember we did full pet groom, we did bath and brush. Now we're going to do mini pet groom, and we're going to add a new category called add-ons. So really all I'm going to do right here to show you, because we've gone over it a couple times now, I'm going to show you once again how to put in add in a new category. Then I'm going to go in and do all the data entry myself, and then we'll look at the final product, the Excel sheet. So first thing we're going to do, if you remember to do a new category, we're going to go to the gear, go to all lists, product categories. Here we have the ones that we had, the new one, and this is going to be called add-ons. Okay. Is this a subcategory? It is not a subcategory. So done and done. And now what we can do is go back to products and services, and we can enter all 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 10 new things, because we're going to add in all of the mini pet groom, and we're going to add in all of the add-ons. So again, I'm going to pause this, do it, and then just go back and show you the Excel report when it's done. So off to type. Okay, I've added in all of the rest of the services and pulled up the report. And as you can see here, we have the add-ons in the description. This is how I did them. Keep these add-ons together, so it should be easy to check. In the description, you can change things a little bit. And on here, it was the extra for matted pets, I just put matted pets. You could put, if you just wanted to put add-ons, ears, add-on flea bath, add-on brushing, things like, you could do that. Because you know what it is. Otherwise, yeah, just make sure all of these aspects are here, that you've got your product, you've got your type, you've got your description, and you've got the price. And then once again, you're going to want to export. You're going to want to export it to Excel, and you're going to call it the products and services list. And you're going to go back to the dashboard. And then you're going to move on to 2-3 for apply your skills. This is a little bit more involved. Pause it right quick and review it, and then we will be back and do it. Okay, so now let's look at apply your skills 2-3. Looks like here we're just going to be writing looks like 3 or 4 checks. We're going to check some balances at the end to make sure that we've done it correctly. Again, I'm just going to go through the first one and then do the rest of them off camera. But first one here, we have a business license from the City of Los Angeles. Now, where was our registers? Where are our registers? Keen observers will remember under business overview, go to registers. The LA City Bank. Here are the other ones that we've added, but here this is going to go with the City Bank. So we'll go here. It's every time. I guess I'll just go through this. I'm done. Well, we'll never see this again. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in this first check, pause it, put in the rest of them. We'll check our balances, and then it looks like we will be done with the assignment. So over here, we want to add a check. It's already something else. We would add it here, but we want to add a check. It was on the 10th of July. Of course, my number lock is not on, so that's great. Okay, so we're going to say it was on the 10th of July, 10/2026. And again, you don't have to put in the dashes. It'll do it for you. It autofills the, because this would be the next check, and our first check was 10,001. It just autofills it. If it were a situation where, we had to void a check and change our number, and we would have to update it here, or change it manually here. The payee is Doggies Plus. Now, again, they're not in here, so we're going to save them as a vendor just like that. Okay. Doesn't really tell us too much about the memo, so we don't know what that would be. We could put something in if we wanted to as a dummy memo, but we don't really know. The amount is we've got $2,500, and it does look like it's going into Pooch Supplies as the account. So Pooch Supply, which is a sub account of services. Okay, so we'll do that. We've got that in there. We're going to save this check. And now I'm going to go in and enter these other 3. We see also that I screwed up the other check. This is going to be a great chance for us to edit a check, because I looked down below and saw the wrong one. So we can go in here. We're going to edit this thing. We're going here. Our first payee was not the Doggies Plus. Our first one was to the City of Los Angeles clerk. Well, here, it was a screw up on my part, but it will show you how to put in that information. This is another way. This is to save the vendor. We would do a quick save before. This is what to enter a vendor would look like. We'll do that in a later chapter here. We'll just save it because we'll do that later. We just want to get the City of Los Angeles clerk in there. Okay, it is the right bank account. Save and date, I didn't mess that one up. Check, I didn't mess that one up. We do want to change the amount. Go in here, category as, here we go. Here the memo is business license. This is business licenses. We're going to change that, and we're going to go to $450. And the description is the business license. Great. We have everything else covered. Save and close. And hey, it's what we should have had to begin with. So there was my little screw up, but showed you how to edit it in case, you do have an error of your own. Like, this stuff is usually pretty easy. Like I said earlier, it's usually pretty easy to fix, right? just dove in there and edited it, and whatever. Easy to do. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is actually go through here, do correctly, I hope, the last 3 checks here, and then we'll check those figures, and again, we'll be done. All right, I've gone in, put in the rest of those, and I've done it correctly because the book says, hey, your the ending balance of your Los Angeles City checking account is going to be 51,950, 51,950. So after that initial screw up, I fixed it. Okay, so now the last thing we're going to do here is run a chart of accounts report, and we can check these balances again to make sure that they're correct. So we'll go over here to our gear. We'll go to our chart of accounts. This is the last thing we're going to do for the assignment, I believe. Yes, and we're going to run this chart of accounts report. And here is everything. So here we've got the Citibank. Our prepaid expenses should be $3,300. Our salon equipment is 16, and our owner investments is at a negative 75 grand. And any of these transactions we can look at, we click on it, take a look at it a little bit, get a little bit more in detail. And then again, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to export this guy to Excel. You're going to call that ending chart of accounts. You're going to return to the dashboard. And so what the file that you're going to turn in to Canvas is going to include those 3 Excel reports. I'll look over those, see if they're there, and then I can go in. And if I see anything a little funky, I can go in and I can check your actual file as well, because I'll have access to the file as well. And that's it. That's kind of how the course is going to work. Now we're just going to dive in and do other chapters and go on, and each chapter will focus on some aspect of the business. And yeah, that's it. QuickBooks Online. Hope that was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, just please let me know. If anything that I said was confusing, there was an error that I didn't catch, let me know. That's it. Bye, everybody.